It's a hockey stream on episode 629 of the VIG Lounge. You better believe we are feeling fine as we continue this long, drawn-out farewell to NHL 26. This time it is game one of round number 3 as the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference Final, which is very fitting because the first time that I had done the season mode playoff playthrough, this Eastern Conference Final was against the Toronto Maple Leafs as well, so I kind of feel like this is a bit of a full circle moment. Not saying I'm going to be stopping content anytime soon. It's just kind of neat that it's serendipitous that way. Maybe it's the heat talking to. I don't know. It's disgustingly hot here, but we're not here to talk about that. If you are enjoying the content, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. With housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right in to Game 1, Round 3, Penguins and Leafs here on the VIG Lounge. But starting with Tavares, I think? Because I could have sworn that would have been Matthews, unless, was he traded or was the match lines different? I have no idea. That was really weird. Either way, Leafs with the draw, but the Penguins have the puck. Here's Brian Rust, and the Leafs zone shoots, and a big save by the now Philadelphia Flyer, Joseph Woll, as he was traded to the Flyers for Samuel Ersson, who was then traded to the Senators, which is a very interesting lateral maneuver by Toronto, but I'm not here to talk about that too much, just wanted to mention it. Now to Wotherspoon. Big try, Carlson off the pad of Woll, and the rebound goes to the corner. William Nylander carries out for Toronto. Takes a bump. Penguins get it back behind the net. Ryan Rust has it. Finds the captain, Sidney Crosby. Trying to get by Brandon Carlo, who's going to be singing the blues this year. Crosby tried to get a shot, couldn't do it. Chinikov there. And the Penguins have the first 3 shots of the game, and Joseph Woll is 3 for 3. See if we can actually win a draw on Gino's birthday IRL. Happy birthday, Gino. Big 4-0. Be nice to see you for one more year at least. Hopefully it's a good one like last year. But stay out of the penalty box, my man. Oh, what a hit there on Waugh, who is a Colorado Avalanche backhand bit to the net. Wall's got it. And the Penguins have been throwing everything so far at the net. Joseph Woll has withstood it and has stood tall. Huge hit by Letang. As one of the Penguins' elder statesmen is throwing his weight around. Another one drawn by Toronto, back to Brandon Carlo. Now to Nick Robertson, who is a Penguin on. Very interesting, to see how that goes. Tommy Novak to the net, scores! And he is extended as well. How about a shot of Novak as the Penguins take a 1-0 lead? Just pick the corner. And I've got a question for you at 13:54 remaining in the first. And a 1 draw. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice, baby. And the Penguins are on the power play. As a IRL Penguin is going to the box. Cross-checking for Nick Robertson. Nice to see that he's going to be wearing number 14. So it'd be very interesting if he plays on Crosby's left wing, or where he fits in the lineup, but it would be neat to see a number 14 on Crosby's left flank. Again, Raquel with a power play opportunity. Couldn't get it to connect. Fires from the other side, and Wall's got that. 1:32 on the man advantage. 13:03 to go in period one. Highlighting Brandon Carlo. Pass across. Wotherspoon up the right side to Blake Lizotte. As the second unit looks to go to work. And Wall with a poke check. Penguins have the first 6 shots and the only 6 shots on board right now, as Toronto is still trying to get themselves into this game. Lizotte wins it, and Wotherspoon hammers one. Carlson put it wide. Back to the blue line as Rust covers the point. Flings a shot blocked off by Carlo. Penguins bringing it back into their own zone, running out of time here. 40 seconds remaining. Can't seem to get a hold of the puck. Maybe time for one last rush. Here's Chinakhov. 37 seconds remaining. Or I should say 37 seconds left, so I'm not repeating myself. Oh, my word. I mean, we've had a few chances, but this has been kind of a dull power play. And the lines seem all discombobulated because I don't think I've seen Crosby, Malkin, or Letang in any parts of this. I've seen Carlson, thankfully, and I've seen Chinakhov in the dying seconds, and he put it wide. Drive by Gerard. I think that either went off a shin pad or it did make it to the net. I couldn't quite tell. Power play is over, and Chinakhov's denied. Getting to the halfway point of the first. 1-0 your score. Tommy Novak was the one that broke the scoring open. Like I said, he's been extended for 3 years in Pittsburgh, which is nice to see. Been a very useful second-line winger. He may get slotted down in the lineup this season. We'll have to see. Wondering if we're going to get an all-Russian line of Chinakhov, Kuzmenko, and Malkin as a possibility. And then maybe do something like Tommy Novak with Ben Kindle centering and Justin Brazeau. We've got an injury, it looks like, on the Maple Leafs side. I'm not sure who it was. I'll have to check that after the game. Nice keep it to the net for Raquel. He couldn't get it to finish on a nice backhand bit in front. Puck kept in. Harrison Brunet trying to dance his way by. And Wall's got the puck. 7:53 remaining. The Leafs still don't have a single shot. As we look at Joseph Wall. And aside from the goal from Novak, he has been just that, a wall. 68% threat analysis. So it's over 50. That's a pretty good chance. I won't argue it. Puck carried in by Rust. Ryan Rust drifts, shoots, rebound! Couldn't get it to go. Raquel trying to get it down the wall. Now to Chinakhov. Chinakhov in front, lost it. Harrison Brunet. Got it up to Raquel. Wotherspoon. Had it in for the Penguins. Goes all the way around the wall. Collected by Van Riemsdyk. It's interesting. I guess that's JVR? If I read that right, I'm pretty sure I read Van Riemsdyk. Not sure, but Carlson lets a bomb go, denied. Dishes off to Carlson again as Connor Dewar was lurking, former Leaf. Coming down to the 3-minute mark of time remaining in this period. Chance in front denied. And McGroarty gets it to Carlson. Carlson to the net, and he lost the puck. And Carlson puts it in! EK65 has the Leafs feeling blue, and the Penguins are up by 2. Erik Karlsson was denied twice on that shift. Third time's the charm. As he puts it in past Joseph Woll, and oh yeah, that's Craig Berube. So that would have been Jim Hiller then in the Golden Knights series against the Kings. That confirms it. Guess it'll update next year, obviously. Erik Karlsson now with his 5th goal in the playoffs. And the Leafs finally have a couple shots on goal, but they're down by 2. Drive by Malkin into the... Oh, and there's a pass off to McCabe. But the Penguins have a 2-0 lead after 1 period of play, courtesy of goals from Tommy Novak and that man, Erik Karlsson. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal, 16-2 in favor of the Penguins. Passing percentage in favor of Pittsburgh as well. Hits actually 1 more by the Leafs, 10-9. Face-offs dominated by Toronto, 9-3. We're not surprised by that. Pittsburgh had the only man advantage in that period, 0-for-1 on it, but we do have 2 goals from Novak and from Karlsson, as mentioned earlier. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes up. Can the Leafs come back, or will the Penguins add to their lead, looking for a Game 1 win in the 3rd round of this season mode playoff? Crosby wins the puck. Gets it to Rust. Trying to get it out in front, but he couldn't do it. Now Karlsson. Up now to Rust. Rust trying to turn, cut to the front of the net. Backhand shot denied by Wall. I think he had too much time to set up there. Otherwise, Rust had a glorious chance. Erik Karlsson collects, finds Rust again. Brian Rust trying to spin away from Riley. To the net, and he was not able to put it home. Maybe if he was a left-hand shot, he could have, I don't know. Puck on Crosby's stick. Trying to do the one-touching, but Nylander picked it off. What a great defensive play. And the Penguins, oh my, what a hit that was. Tommy Novak looks to carry in. Again, spins away from Morgan Riley. A little bit of dipsy doodle, got a shot away and a rebound. Generated as well, but Joseph Woll stood tall for both of those. Malkin out in front. Back down to Girard. Now to Karlsson. Chinikov to the side of the net. I don't know who got the worst of that. Erik Karlsson went for a hip check, and I think he may have been the one that was knocked down. Shot blocked off of Chinikov. They're trying to spring Novak. Get around 10 of, and he knocked it away. Novak's got it again. Lost it. Out to the blue line to Girard. Drive by Letang gets blocked. And Steven Lorentz is away until he's not. Collected behind the net by Letang. Puck carried in now by Tommy Novak. Novak dances, shoots, scores! He's got a pair! Worth every penny of the 3-year extension. He's 18 and he scored a goal. Pass across, and Brudick lets it fly. Solovyov dumps it all the way around. Collected along the wall, pops out in front, denied! Off the chance by McGroarty. And now Brudick lets it go again, and a bad save by Wall. He will hang on with 6:10 to go in the second period. And we got our second highlight of Joseph Wall. Showing that he made 24 saves, which tells me he faced 27 shots. Let's confirm the math. I would be correct. Basic math, yet again, that is not an NHL edge stat. Lizotte wins it back. Penguins looking for shot number 28, but they weren't going to get it on that exchange. There's Sammy Blais. Surprised they didn't give him truculence for some reason. I feel like they would have. Save off of Nylander. Not a guy that you want to give the puck too many chances, or give too many chances with the puck. But fortunately for the Penguins, they got out of that one. McGroarty looks to carry it in. He gets absolutely battered by Tavares. Where is Austin Matthews? Like, did the Leafs trade him in this season mode, or is he injured, or what? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why is it Tavares being the number one center? I'm not saying he's, bad by any means, but it's just kind of surprising. He was always meant to be a 2C in Toronto, but whatever. Drive off the post. Very fast-moving second period. 2:11 as we highlight Sam Girard. As he was very close to making it 4-0. Beat the goalie, but not the iron. What a 97-mile-per-hour shot. I don't know why they're showing that, because it's not like the puck went in. Like, that's a weird highlight. I don't think I've ever seen that before, especially calculating the shot total. Are you that desperate for highlights? Drive, Carlson. Now Raquel has it behind the net. Tried to feed it back, and Wotherspoon missed it. Collected by Crosby. He's going to look to motor his way through. Pounded. Stops up. Shoots, and he puts it off the bar. That is unbelievable. Now Rust in front. He's denied. Leafs barely have had any offense. Brandon Carlo hits the deck. And that's going to do it. As the Penguins increase the lead. Man, I almost dropped my controller there. I had to adjust my headset for a second. But the Penguins increased the lead to 3 as Tommy Novak has his second. So the goals are as follows: Novak, Carlson, and Novak again. And we'll take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal, 31-4 in favor of Pittsburgh. Hits still close, but now the Penguins are leading at 21-18. Pittsburgh leading in the passing percentages, 81.2 to 75.7. And the faceoffs are dominated by Toronto, 10-6. Not the worst, but I'm still not good at it. Only power play again was for Pittsburgh in the first. We'll see if we get some more in the third. But be that as it may, Pittsburgh has 3 goals at even strength, 1 period away from winning game 1 in the first of a best of 7 in the Eastern Conference Final. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Let's see what this third period is all about, shall we? Matthew Nyes to Tavares, denied by Archer Shilovs. He has been excellent with the 5 shots he's faced. And a try! Raquel scores! It's tricky to score a goal unless you ever thought Raquel. It's tricky! Tricky Ricky! And the Penguins lead 4-0. And a shot off the post for the Leafs. They're up to 6 shots total. Drive, Wotherspoon denied by Wall. Crosby with a hit along the wall. Riley. Got it to Tavares. Now Raquel drifts in and he puts it wide. Back across, sets up the one-time blast by Gerard. And Wool got that one left pad. Oh, Letang got all of that. Leafs got a chance, though, for Domi. And I will say Toronto is getting a lot more offense toward the net. They just haven't beaten Shilovs as of yet. Chant of Go Leafs Go, as they're up to 9 shots total. Novak had the puck and lost it. He's dancing. Lost it again. Matias Michelli. I can't remember. I think he was traded, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But I don't think he's a Leaf anymore. I almost feel like he's an Islander or something. I honestly don't know. But I do not believe he's with Toronto. Again, I could be wrong. I just think that it was a change of scenery. Oh, look at this. Toronto finally double digits in shots. It only took them nearly 2.5 periods. But there it is. Ilya Solovyov carries in for the Penguins. Solovyov with a drive, scores! Ilya! Justin Brazeau just goes to the front of the net. Solovyov comes in on the back door and puts it home. 10:40 remaining, and the Penguins are ahead by a fistful. Puck carried in as Dewar gets knocked down, but the Penguins hang on to the puck, then lose it, then try to get it back again. Brandon Carlo Softly chips the puck into the Penguin zone. Collected by Connor Dewar. And he will spring Blake Lizotte. Lizotte to the net, scores! Blake Lizotte on the spot, and the Penguins lead 6-0. He just gets a partial break, gets around Morgan Riley, and is able to put it in. Craig Berube just beside himself because he knows he shouldn't be coaching this team. Actually, no, it's just, it's the game. I shouldn't laugh at somebody losing their job, but that was mean. I'll admit it. I mean, he is a Stanley Cup champion after all with St. Louis. So. Icing called. Nobody touched the puck. Erik Karlsson had his chances and finally hit the back of the net, which we're going to see momentarily. Just cuts to the far side, wires it home. And we're taking a look at Rickard Rakell and Erik Karlsson, both at the top of the scoreboard. Rakell, of course, leading the playoffs in goals. And he's added to that total tonight, as he has what was goal number 5 for the Penguins. Tommy Novak is the story, though, 2 goals. We got Karlsson and Solovyov joining in as well. As well as Blake Lizotte. How can I forget? Lizotte on the spot. 6:25 to go here in the third. And Rakell with it again. What a save by Stolarz. It'll be very interesting seeing Sergei Bobrovsky in a Leafs jersey next year, along with Jacob Markstrom coming back home to Florida. The alien has landed. For those that know, fantastic. If you don't, if you know, you know. If you don't, look it up. That was his nickname when he first joined the league. Oh, what a hit by Tavares. He definitely got all of that. .5:01 on the clock here in period 3. Puck carried in. Brian Rust to the backhand. Shoots! And a save made by Anthony Stolarz. One-timer that goes high and wide. Penguins looking to get it out. Karlsson will do just that. Tried to spring Rakell, but it was knocked off the stick into the corner. Chris Tanev got it to one. What a hit by Brazeau. Highlighting Matthew Nyes probably for a hit. Yep. Kindle wins it. Holding on to the puck. Solovyov looks to, oh my word, he got ran over. And Soderblom will get it to Justin Brazeau. Brazeau with a chance and a save made again by Stolarz. Puck dumped in. Collected now by Igor Chinakhov. He's going to try to do a flyby in front of the net. Novak with a shot denied. 8.7 on the clock. As the Penguins look to be comfortably cruising to a Game 1 win. Clock winds down. There's Robertson. Teammates with a lot of these Penguins next year, but it doesn't matter. The Pittsburgh Penguins take Game 1 of the Eastern Final with your final score 6-0. Tommy Novak led the way with a pair of goals. Erik Karlsson and Ilya Solovyov chipped in from the back end. And Blake Lizotte also got himself on the score sheet as well. It's nice to know that not all the stars, and Ricard Raquel, excuse me. But it's nice to know that all the stars didn't have to chip in today. Although Ricard Raquel would be voted among a star as a Penguins winger, I would say. Especially as he's leading this season mode playoff in scoring. Let's take one last look at the stats before we wrap things up. Shots on goal, 39-14 in favor of the Penguins. Hits, 34-24 in favor of Pittsburgh. Passing percentage won by the Leafs in the end. Faceoffs cleaned out by the Leafs. Only power play did belong to Pittsburgh in the first. Karlsson actually with 2 points rather, a goal and an assist. So he would be the second star, I would say. Tommy Novak, though, with a pair of goals to lead the way. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the VIG Lounge. I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer, 1987. I bid you adieu. Have yourselves a fantastic Friday, everybody. And of course, stay hydrated. Good grief, it's